Let's drive on I-FLIER 103.3 FM.
Lift up my eyes unto the hills, from whence comes my help. My help comes from the Lord, the maker of the heavens and the earth. Arise and shine, O you people, for your light has come, the glory of the Lord has risen upon you. Yes, I want to encourage you. Try as much as possible to do what you know how to do best. Let's make Nigeria good again. It's about time that right about now, we set the pace right, and let's set the ball rolling. Don't forget that we've been warned that at this point in time there will be climate change, and there's likelihood that we have what we call flooding across the cities in Nigeria. So every now and then, try as much as possible, keep the river banks clean. Don't dump refuse in that water bank. Those river banks. Don't drop water on the waterways. Allow water flow so that there won't be flooding in houses, because it's been warned. Or your state is one of the states that have been warned as well that there could be flooding if care is not taken. My name is SAMSON OMOTOSHO, and I'm going to be your driver this morning on Press Drive on I-FLIER 103.3 FM. Let's drive this morning. Alright, so let's begin this morning. Several dailies in front of me on this TGF edition of the show on a Friday morning like this. Yes, we have several newspapers making headlines. Don't forget some of the papers. We're going to look at them, analyze the stories, and afterwards open the phone lines for you out there to join the conversation. So this one this morning says marketers predict cheaper petrol nationwide as Dangote begins Naira sale. Also, federal government alert 30 states rush to avert flood crisis. Also, P-Man fault NBC ban on Idris Abdul Karim's anti-Tinubu song. Also, ambassadorial list ready for National Assembly review after DSS clearance. Yes, God strikes out Kanu's 50 billion naira suit challenging repatriation from Kenya. Also, assassination claim Natasha fires back as Akpabio petitions IG. Consumers back next 628 million naira fine on 8 discos. Also on the Metro Plus session of the Punch newspaper, so 21 AK-47 rifles rescue 17 kidnapped victims. Also youth blocks Delta government house over insecurity, prolonged blackout. Except to Janarian killed in Oyo Asan, police arrest 9. Also, police rescue abducted Kabi varsity students. Okay, so that's the much you'll be able to take on the Punch newspaper this morning. Let's move on to the newspaper making the rounds. Alright, so let's quickly touch on the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. On the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning, how the global fall in crude oil price will affect you. Tinubu's appointments, presidency defense backfires. Tinubu's appointments, presidency's defense backfires. Also, 2014 flood victims still stranded as federal government issues fresh alert. We recruited over 7,000 teachers in 2 years, says Jigawa government. ACJL Falano advocate expansion of legal aid at Public Defender's Office in LGAs. Also, APC's short headquarters as abducted party director dies in captivity. 2 weeks after Federal Capital Territory Teachers Area Council workers still on strike. Uromi killings, Kano deputy governor leads delegation to Edo. And Dangote reduces petrol price to 865 naira per litre. So let's move on to other newspaper making the rounds. Alright, so let's touch on the Daily Post newspaper headlines of the Daily Post newspaper this Friday morning. Labour Party leadership crisis. Battle shifts to INEC as Abure Usman Apapa seek recognition. Naira records highest appreciation against dollar since Trump's tariff pause. So Rivers crisis. Nigerians to start enjoying benefits of lower global crude prices, says Petron. Some Rivers elders now monitoring spirits against the Wike, says Olayinka. Itakos are the judge. Well, Rivers government debunks a civil service recruitment announcement. Also, 1 dead as helicopter crashes in New York's Hudson River. Nigerian army rescues 17 kidnapped victims in Kaduna. And U.S. plane carrying 6 members of Congress involved in collision. China tariff rate now 145%, says White House. $5 million gold card for U.S. citizenship out next week. ACF warns against the premature 2027 campaigns, urges focus on governance. Meanwhile, in Abia Airport, community members demand transparency, fair compensation. And Governor Burivori afraid of Anyoma State, Ned Nwoko speaks. And 1 billion naira loan from KW Subeb paid, that's Kwara Subeb paid into Kwara State account. Ex-Subeb chairman Larry Daibu speaks. Oshu APC shot secretariat to honor slain national director Adeniji. Nuclear weapons, US confirms direct talks with Iran to be held in Oman. Okay, so let's move on to other newspaper making the rounds. Alright, so moving on to the Vanguard newspaper. Sarab gives Tinubu Tinubu NBC 48-hour ultimatum to reverse that Idris Abdul Karim banned song. 12 Biafran agitators regain freedom in Ebonyi. Also, news reaching us this morning from the Vanguard newspaper. Lagos Rivers FCT 28 other states to experience flooding, says federal government. Court strikes out Nnamdi Kanu's 50 billion naira suits against federal government. Also, APC shot secretariat over killing of kidnapped director. Top Nigerian governors, ministers attend France Business Forum. Also, Manchester United held late in Lyon after Onana errors. Other judge brought only violence, killings to Rivers, no single development, weak slums. Other judge. For Romy killings, the federal government government set up fact-finding committee. And in the ever-exciting world of sport, CONMEBOL proposes one of 64 team World Cup in 2030. Alarm over insecurity, Catholic priests express concern for safety. Helicopter crashes into river in US. The student loan lent fund, NEL fund threatens legal action against the institutions engaging. And in politics, alleged assassination plot, Akpabio petitions IG demand Natasha's probe. Natasha's prosecution. APC Adeleke trade words over use of Tinubu. Adeleke explains why Lamidia Papa took over Labour Party. Lagos JSE welcomes Jandor into APC. So let's quickly touch on the last paper for today, which is going to be The Nation newspaper. Looking ahead of it on the front page, Akpabio petitions IGP over assassination allegation by Senator Natasha. Court strikes out Nnamdi Kanu's 50 billion naira suit against federal government. AGF, I said that much earlier. Also breaking, Dangote refinery slashes petrol price to 865 naira. APC short secretariat over death of kidnapped director. Well, This one says concerns over relocation of 15,500 nurses, midwives. Downfall driver became Afrobeat's debut in Hollywood. Another one says, I wrote music for 15 months before entering the studio, says Black Sheriff. Alaba Ultimate becomes rave of Iyabo Ojo's Labake Olododo. 6th Bartender competition kicks off in Nigeria, while Lord's London Dry Gin backed Trace Live. 30 students orchestra win national inter-school music contest. And politics, First Lady spreading dividends of renewed hope. Tinubu's reforms are bearing fruit, says APC chieftains. Can Obi win Anambra governorship poll for Labour Party? Alimo Shaw APC group congratulates BC Yusuf as a mandate leader. Bashiru rejects NASA word in Oshun, accuses Adeleke of undue interference. Labour Party crisis escalates as Abure-led NEC threatens to sanction OT Obi. Lagos Assembly crisis, plenary resumption unlikely soon amid ongoing litigation. As the much you'll be able to take in our several dailies analysis comes up shortly. Please stay with us. Alright, so I have joining me in the studio as always on a Friday morning like this. I mean,
thank God it's Friday.
Yeah, thank God it's Friday. Alright, so Honorable Femi Adebisi, good morning to you. Welcome to the TGF edition of the show.
Good morning, Samson.
I don't want to go back to Monday.
I woke up this morning inspired by Bob Marley's song. It said, I rise up this morning and to find out that 3 little boys picked by my doorsteps, singing sweet songs of melodies, pure and truth, said, this is my message to you people. Don't worry about all the things because everything's gonna be all right. So on this note, I want to say good morning, and I want to tell you, assuring you that everything's going to be okay.
Okay, so everything's going to be all right. Even as marketers right now predict cheaper petrol nationwide as Dangote begins Naira sales. And if you look at the story, full form of invoice was cited by a correspondent and checks into petroleumprice.ng also confirmed the development. The notice sent to marketers indicated that a litre of petrol will now be sold at 865 naira inclusive of charges by the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority. It disclosed that other products are still priced in dollars while the sale of PMS via coastal vessels remains on hold. Now, is this a way for us to start jubilating? It says it's going to reduce that we could eventually buy petrol at 400 naira per litre. But then right now, it is still 865 naira with a reduction.
Oh, well, that 400 I'm not sure of anyway. But the reason why you are having this price reduction as today is because of the fact to as low as $62 per barrel. Yes, that's the reason why Dangote is reducing for now. And it might be reduced further down, given the fact that recently the federal government has announced the resumption of naira
for crude
sales. So as soon as they continue loading from within, so we are likely to have a further reduction. But of course, it is still temporary because very soon
we shouldn't rejoice yet.
Well, for now, your joy, the joy in that regard is temporary because very soon you might still have upward surge in the price of crude across the world, so which automatically raises the bar again. So at least for now, let's rejoice and keep on having good time.
So when are we going to return to buying petrol for maybe 180 naira?
Yes, of course, that may come. It will come. But of course, that is when we probably try to see a way of probably having alternative energy source. That's number one. Then number two, as soon as our naira gets stronger, yes, and that is when we are able to get our energy sustained for availability and affordability. So by the time we get that, naira will improve, and you are likely to get something like that.
All right, so let's look at this story. Federal government alert: 30 states rush to avert flood crisis. Ahead of the rainy season, states have commenced measures to arrest the flooding expected to inundate no fewer than 1,249 communities in 176 local governments across 30 states and the federal government, Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. The measures include public enlightenment campaigns, dredging water channels, and relocating communities on riverbanks and floodplains. On Thursday, the federal government announced that the states would witness heavy flooding between April and November. The Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation, Professor Joseph Hutsev, disclosed these are the unveiling of the 2025 annual flood outlook by the Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency in Abuja. Hutsev identified the high flood risk states as Abia, Adamawa, Akwa Ibom, Anambra, Bauchi, Bayelsa, Benue, Borno, Cross River, Delta, Ebonyi, Edo, Gombe, Imo, and Jigawa. Others are Kebbi, Kogi, Kwara, Lagos, Nasarawa, Niger, Ogun, Ondo, Osun, Oyo, Rivers, Sokoto, Taraba, Yobe, Zamfara, and the Federal Capital Territory. The minister raised concerns that flooding remains one of the devastating natural disasters in Nigeria, with climate change accelerating its frequency and severity. He also predicted that the coastal and riverine areas such as Bayelsa, Cross River, Delta, Lagos, Ogun, Rivers, and Ondo would experience flooding due to the rise in sea level and tidal surge, and this would impact fishing, wildlife habitation, and river navigation. And the 2025 annual flood outlook shows that 1,249 communities in 176 local government areas in 30 states and Federal Capital Territory fall within the high flood risk areas, while 2,187 communities in 293 local government areas in 36 states of the Federation and the FCT fall within the moderate flood risk areas. Now, for the umpteenth time, we are coming again to see flooding in states. I mean, we've seen over time when agencies would come and predict and warn that go and do something about dredging your river, let your waterways be free and all of that. But right now, we are in the middle of rainy season. As we speak, from April right now up to November, there will be rain, heavy rainfall, and some states, including Oyo, is at risk.
No, not just some states. It's about 31 out of 36. Yes, 31. Yeah. So
about 95%.
Yeah, of course. And of course, many of them, some of them are high risk anyway. So, just as you know, flooding threatens lives of the people as well as property. And essentially, it also threatens agriculture because it wipes away so many farms and all that. Again, infrastructures. So, like roads and all that. And it will impact definitely on livelihood.
The effect is enormous.
So, which means that our response is very, very crucial. And, over time, the government has been paying lip service to what you call National Flood Insurance Program, which never take off till now. But significantly, we've seen response in terms of Niger Flood Project. Part of it is the Ibadan Flood Management Program, which led to the dredging of many rivers around. Maybe I think that's in partnership with the World Bank. So, but you see, the government need to embark on early warning system, communication and awareness programs.
Don't you think this is an opportunity for NOA to shine?
Well, it is, as well as the Ministry of Information and which need to partner with virtually most of the radio and TV stations around. So, like I am saying, government need to improve on dredging of rivers, and other infrastructural program. Not only that, they need to, they need to, we need to embark on construction of a kind of rehabilitation center, which is a kind of emergency preparedness, program. So we need to do that. Again, land use planning. State government needs to implement stricter land use regulations to prevent building development in high-risk areas. We need to, we need to identify high-risk areas. There are some plain lands that you see, but of course they are just the waterbed just lie below. So if you dig more than necessary, what you see is a high culture. There are some leguminous plants that you plant, so that at least the soil will not get eroded so easily. So you still have some other disaster response planning, so that you can embark on. So the government needs to embark on all this.
All right, so let's go for this quick timeout. We'll be right back. Please stay with us.
Unlock your child's reading potential. Introducing Bookworm Empowerment Children Literacy Center. We nurture a love for reading and learning in children for lifelong education with technology assisted in teaching learning to read and reading to learn. Expert instructors with a passion for teaching reading. Personalized reading learning plans tailored to your children's needs. Fun, interactive and engaging learning environment. Small class sizes ensure individual attention. Regular progress updates and parent-teachers conferences. Our program consists cognitive and technical reading skills, phonics, phomic awareness, fluent reading, decoding, vocabulary, comprehension. Enroll your child at this very excellent period. Contact us to register your child right now on 0802 351 9154. Address GAF Building by Keto Petrol Station, Orogun off University of Ibadan, Second Gate. Empower your child with the gift of literacy.
All right, so welcome back from that. Okay, so let's quickly touch on this particular story. It's all about Idris Abdul Karim's song, P-Man fought NBC ban on Idris Abdul Karim's anti-Tinubu song. The Performing Musicians Association of Nigeria has voiced strong objections to the National Broadcasting Commission's ban on rapper Idris Abdul Karim's trending song, Tell Your Papa. In an interview with the Punch on Thursday, Ipman President Pretty Okafo emphasized that the ban was likely to backfire, as it only serves to amplify the song's reach and relevance in light of the current socioeconomic challenges facing Nigerians. Okafo stated the first major mistake is banning the song because it's going to make the song even go viral right now. Those who haven't heard about the song or haven't even listened to it will go now to look for the song and will start promoting it. The song has practically pinched the government somewhere. That's why they ordered for the ban, he says. So there's already a mistake that has been made by the NBC or even the government by paying attention to that particular song. Discussing P-Man's instead of Ipman, it's P-Man, sorry. P-Man's position on the matter, Okafo remarked, "We don't have the power to offer the artist support right now because it's a very sensitive issue, so we need to be careful. We'll just be watching because people are dying and the suffering is too much. How do we repair the economy? We cannot pretend that all is well. The song is telling us the truth and there is nothing wrong with that song." The NBC barred Nigerian radio and television stations from airing the trending song Tell Your Papa by popular rapper Idris Abdul Karim, citing its objectionable nature. In a memo dated April 9, 2025 and issued by the Coordinating Director of Broadcast Monitoring, Susan Obi, the Commission declared the track not to be broadcast under Section 3 deemed inappropriate, offensive, or in breach of public decency from being aired on Nigerian broadcast platforms. According to NBC, while the song has gained momentum across social media platforms, its lyrical content failed to meet the standards of responsible broadcasting. The statement titled Restriction on Broadcasting Tell Your Papa by Idris Abdul Karim reads, the National Broadcasting Commission has identified the song Tell Your Papa by Idris Abdul Karim currently trending on social media as content deemed inappropriate for broadcast due to its objectionable nature. It is therefore classified as not to be broadcast NTBB as it violates section 3.1.8 of the Nigeria Broadcasting Commission. And if you look at it, the song in the hard-hitting lyrics, Abdul Karim raps, Sheyi, tell your papa, country hard. Tell your papa, people they die. Tell your papa, this one don't pass jaga jaga. Sheyi, how far? I swear, your papa no try. Too much empty promises. On behalf of Nigerians, take our message to him. Kidnappers, they kill Nigerians. Sheyi, try travel by road without your security, make you feel the pains of fellow Nigerians. You dey fly private jets, insecurity no be your problem. I mean, these were some of the lyrics of that particular song. Of course, when I saw that song, I listened to it. I knew it was going to be NTBB. I knew it from the onset. But then, what do you see concerning this song?
Oh, well, let me tell you, the lyrics comes with admonition for the current administration. Admonition to say, who happened to be a colleague of the artist, a friend of, for that matter. Said,
and there was a time, sorry to butt in.
All right.
I mean, he said in Adamawa State.
Yeah.
He said his father happens to
Ross, Sheyi to unofficially attend, Federal Executive Council meeting. So, and he has access to his father, for God's sake. So, I don't see what is seriously wrong. It's an admonition. It's unlike when that song, head they shake, leg they shake. Papa, we know that one I don't key into. But this one, we've seen artists like it's on like Fela's ITT. Did you listen to that? So, International Tif like Obasanjo and Abiola.
Yes.
So of course, I mean that song was not banned. In fact, if you buy it, you are promoting it. That is the truth. We've had Colin Ayala saying that are we from one to I wanna Ogba Corona to Bajel I wanna Ogba.
Should such songs be bad?
No. I mean, of course, he is a Nigerian talking to his own president, not Tinubu. That is the truth. There is a clear difference between Tinubu as a private entity, and there is a clear difference between Tinubu as the president of Nigeria. So he's not addressing Tinubu as a person, but as his president, he's talking to his own president, and he has the legal right to say that, of course. So, but I mean, so the people here, by saying that they want to, of course, they are popularized.
Be aired by NBC. NBC has already circulated that message through all the radio and TV stations.
Technically,
across.
what they are saying is
the question I want to ask. The question I want to ask. I mean, if somebody is telling you, tell your papa.
Yeah.
And of course, Sheyi happens to be the son of the president. Does it mean that as a friend, if I am his friend and I'm telling you, go tell your dad?
Yeah.
Does it mean that I've actually crossed my bound?
You have not. That is what I'm trying to say. It's an admonition. Yes, in fact, he's helping the administration, because in most cases, the people that are there in between, most of them are mediocres who are self-seekers. They won't tell the president the truth. Papa, you are behaving well. Papa, in fact, they like you. Man, why? What is happening at the grassroots is contrary to the information they keep giving to the president. In most cases, they block his view to social medias and all those things where he can actually have a glimpse of what is happening, offhand. But of course, they won't let him. They feed him with lies and all that. I remember Galadima saying something that, of course, that the president doesn't have, offhand information concerning what is truly happening in Kano. And which is the truth? Because they will feed him with lies. Why? Because they want something for themselves. And, I mean, they are selfish about information. So that is the truth. So if it is now in a kind of a public domain in terms of songs and publications and all that, then of course the president will get to know, be informed about what is happening. So maybe this particular song will reach President Tinubu. In fact, I strongly believe that it's going to reach him, because he want to ask what is happening out there. So, and give me a copy. That will be his response. Maybe Maybe that may lead to the salvation we are talking about. We don't know.
All right, so let's quickly touch on this story, and then I want us to touch about two stories before we open the phone line, so we have to be very quick about it. Ambassadorial list are ready for National Assembly review after DSS clearance. The federal government has concluded the vetting of persons nominated to fill diplomatic roles in its 109 missions, 76 embassies, 22 high commissions, and 11 consulates globally. The Punch confirmed. Multiple sources with knowledge of the process told the Punch that the relevant agencies had completed security and background checks on each nominee. However, the president, who is expected to transmit a consolidated list to the National Assembly earlier in the week, has yet to do so. On April 2nd, President Bola Tinubu departed Abuja for Paris, France, on the two-week walking visit. During the visit, in quote, the president will appraise his administration's midterm performance and assess key milestones. Tinubu's special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, reviewed in a statement. It says, Onanuga said Tinubu would also use the retreat to review the progress of ongoing reforms and engage in strategic planning ahead of his administration's second anniversary. I want to go, because it's a long one, but going down the story, just to see quickly. The president's special advisor on information strategy, Mr. Bayo Onanuga, who explained the delays, said the nominations for diplomatic roles must be thorough before a final list is transmitted to the National Assembly. Don't forget that the ambassadorial, he said in quote, don't forget that the ambassadorial list has two components. There are career ambassadors and political ambassadors. The foreign affairs and consolidated list will still go through certain processes before it is released, Onanuga said. Now, the question I want to ask, of course, the list, including FFK, Femi Fani-Kayode, including Reno Mokri, including the former senator is it Kebi or so? What's his name again? I'm trying to remember his name right now. Many of them on the list of these ambassadors. And two questions I want to ask. Number one, DSS has actually done their own beat by doing their own background check. Now, he said they have two. There are two components of ambassadorial position. We have the career and then we have the political. Now, who leads the charge between these two components?
No, not as if you are going to have two ambassadors in the country.
Yes, I know, but then who leads the charge in terms of
they want to say, okay, I need politically exposed, ambassadors in this particular country. Maybe because of, certain political, relationship and all that. And sometimes one says you need normal career diploma, which essentially is what we need in the country for now. The absence of career diplomats in most of our embassies is the reason why the president needs to keep junketing across the globe. When do you see Donald Trump or the American president, for that matter, junketing the globe? I mean, globetrotting because you want investment in your country. So that suggests the absence of career diplomats. Most of the politically exposed, ambassadors that are not, diplomatically savvy, they cost us a lot. So they cost us a lot. And in most cases, you see increased risk of corruption because most of them tend to get involved in what you call money laundering and all those all forms of corruption and all that. So I don't think I enjoy most of those political diplomats. Though they have their places, they have where the functions and all that, but they shouldn't dominate the list. If you check out those lists, you find out that close to 90% of them are politically exposed people. So, we need to be very careful about that. Most of them, what they need is just, letters to their name, ambassadors. Not as if they have anything to add in terms of value to the country. And if you check out the reason why we get ambassadors, you find out that it is very, very crucial. The world has become a global village. And you need economic and trade, influences. So you want opportunities for your goods here. You want opportunities for the people of your countries and all that. Those are the basic reasons. Not only that, in terms of security too. So you want to suggest to your people, please don't go to that area. It's a high risk, information and all that. That is what you need them for. But of course, you see most of these people that are absent. They spend maybe 1 week in their domain and maybe 3 weeks here in Nigeria. Why? Because they are politically exposed people.
We await those calls. I want us to talk about the alleged assassination plot. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Comrade Ojo. All right, can you speak up a little bit?
The music that is being banned from circulating is a sign of hand-handedness of this administration. And the NBC is acting as an agent of tyranny. That's what they are doing to all private stations across Nigeria. It's not good for democracy. I think we need a lawyer that will go and challenge that interference in court. Because it was we need to know what constitutes things that should not be circulated. Is it something of sin, or is it something that can cause sedition? Is it something that is slanderous or libelous and so on? Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for being very succinct there. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning to you, sir.
How are you, my SAMSON?
I'm fine.
Barika Adimao.
Thank you.
My honorable.
Good morning, sir.
Barika Adimao.
Same from here, sir.
I'm Evangelist Olataro from Biokwaraba. Honorable, sir.
Yes, sir.
Soba Mamu Okonini. He is a stylish military government. This is not democracy. This government is not tolerant at all. They don't tolerate just anything by. They will just stamp on you. It's so good. Honorable.
Yes, sir.
Well,
we are speaking up.
All right, thank you. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning to you.
Yeah, this is Wamorio.
You're welcome.
You see, this fuel something. 85 naira is still high.
It's not 85. It's not 85.
It's almost
800.
It's 800.
So they're supposed to take that thing down again. To even for something. So the one that he said go and say Papa, is it that it is that said Nigeria Jagaja to Obasanjo that time?
Yeah.
So he's not singing. He's not saying that he's abusing him. The person that sings Nigeria Jagaja, the other person abuse Nigeria now.
It was the same
person. Go and say Papa, give me money. Go and say Papa, the road is good, is bad. Go and say Papa, I want to collect something. It's not anything. No. Thank you very much. This is Ramorio.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Oh, that person is gone. 0705 500 1033 or 0905 444 1033. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning to you.
good morning, sir.
Morning, Baba.
OMOTOSHO.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Honorable.
Good morning, Barika Ajimaso.
Amen. This petrol is reducing. No, it should reduce to 300 or 250.
All right.
Gbọ́dọ̀ láyọ̀ lórí pé ó di kìnnìkan. No, ìyẹn kọ́ là ń fẹ́. Number one ni. Number two, agric ló kàn. Tí nǹkan bá ṣe báwọn, agric ló kú kan ló bẹ̀ báyìí. Kí ata kó pọ̀, kí ráìsì kó pọ̀, kí ẹ̀wà kó pọ̀. Ṣẹ́gbọ́n, agric ló kàn ó ká tó lè máa yìn wọ́n. Gbọ́dọ̀ yẹn anybody. Nǹkan lè bọ̀ ẹ̀. Àwa àlàyọ̀ gbà náà. Amen. Speaking from Akara.
Amen.
All right. Thank you, Baba. Thank you so much for calling the radio station. Let's take this call and then I'll go to Facebook. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Samson.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, Honorable. I'm Bossa from Ibadan.
Okay,
right,
Bossa, good morning.
Welcome.
Yes, sir. Well done, sir.
How was your night?
It was fine, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm good. Well done, sir. But you see, for me, I see no reason why our leaders should be touched when we Nigerians challenge them or we try to pass a message development at all. which is something we really need in this time. So they should please rise and do the needful in that aspect. Then Baba who talked last now mentioned
let me allow other persons to actually talk to.
Boss comes loaded this morning.
Thank you. All right. So thank you for your understanding. We want to take other callers so we can give everyone opportunity to speak on the show. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you. All right, Adorinke, please go ahead. Thank you. Welcome.
Yes. Concerning the flooding that the federal government has one state ahead of it, what are the preventive measures that the federal government instead is taking so as we will not experience flooding in our country? And besides, I'll just call on the states that are affected. I think Oyo State is affected, that they should be proactive enough. Just like here in Oyo State, I'll just urge our governor that he should be proactive since he has been doing so, and Oyo State has not really been experiencing flooding in the past. So he should be proactive as he has been doing before to prevent the flooding issues by dredging our rivers and our gutters in the state. That's my intake.
All right, thank you so much for calling. All right, let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning to you, sir.
I am Sidney Dili.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Yes, I learned. I know it. I know it late concerning the CCE that talk. Any government that say you want to be hearing good thing, he cannot do well. Any place, any core person, a person that wants sweet thing or to be giving one thing or the other. To me, as I'm talking, I cannot use any word. I mean, this is so sweet. I cannot use anything called evangelism, American expression. When you see something bad and you say lesser way. Then remember, allow to me, in my madness, I serve your father in this palace. Say the gesture of the palace. Where Odewale wanted to put up. Say that, remember this, I serve your father, Adetusa. Though you may say your king, Adewale. So please, let God to speak with delay. Come talk for any from any angle. God bless you.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Amen. Thank you, sir.
For listening to me, for giving all the time I listen to you. God bless you.
Amen. Good morning, sir.
All right, so thank you so much for calling the radio. Let me quickly go on Facebook so I can touch on one or two, comment on Facebook right now. I could see on Facebook here, Kola Wale Daramola says it's now obvious that this government don't like the truth, and this is spelling a doom for them. If you react because they talk to you or tell you the truth, then it shows you hate the truth. Idris has done nothing. He's a citizen. He has the right to air his voice. I don't know who will tell them the truth. Nigeria continue to enjoy your president. Okay, good morning all. As Laima Sherry says, regarding the high risk of flooding, what measures are the federal government putting in place to tackle it? Did the federal government have emergency plans on how to mitigate the situation? The federal government of Nigeria promised its citizens to build dams as a measure to mitigate flooding in case Cameroon opens their dam. I will urge your state government to continue to dredge our rivers and drainages across the state. Across the state as usual, and your residents should stop dumping refugees on waterways. Okay, so let me quickly see. You also talk about the NBC. Well, I'm going to skip that for now. Let's take other persons. Good morning, Tolokwe Adeyemi says it's good to know that NIMET has again released warning on possible flooding in some states because I believe would make the affected states prepare ahead, like Oyo State government, who has already embarked on dredging our streams and channelization of waterways, which I will enjoin our people to also complement the efforts of the government by not dumping refugees on the waterways, of course, and road media, and so as not to have a replica of what happened in 2011. Alashin Kamadukba Beeps Guinea-Bada. Miriam here today says, good morning. In truth, flooding brings no benefit, only greater harm. I urge the federal and state government to expedite action on their planned measures to mitigate the assets associated with flooding. Specifically, the Oyo State government should intensify efforts to dredge our rivers to prevent future flooding. Baba Fashino is here. Good morning, SAMSON OMOTOSHO, my good friend in the studio, Alaye 70, with the song ITT, Honorable.
I like that.
All right, Taiwo Ajao Guati says, good morning, my beloved brother. Thank you. Luashion Root says, good morning, I-FLIER team. I-FLIER FM, the issue of flooding must be tackled with immediate effect from our government because this is causing food scarcity, and as such, waterways, just like the Oyo State government is dredging rivers and streams, which has prevented the state from this menace of flooding. I will also implore the governor not to relent in his effort to bring in back our lost glory as the pacesetter state. Okay, Lu Abdam Lario, okay, Monday. Okay, Miwelda says, good morning, sir. Good morning to you, Pastor Mukaila. Dr. Mukaila Famiwa says, Tavi exec. Okay. A lot of those accolades for you as well.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
So he further said, he's greeted everyone and he said, well, members home and abroad, on Akpabio and Natasha case, going to court is not the solution. They should find a way of settling issues and recall Natasha. Okay, Baraka Jimo to you all. Baraka Jimo to you as well. Thank you so much for all your comments on Facebook. Now, looking at that particular